tapdetroit.com with the beautiful DJ DosLopez, spreading my music to the world. That's what's up.
Yes, thank you so much for coming out.
No problem.
So what type of music do you do?
Hip hop, rap, pop, whatever. I do what I do. I love writing music. You know what I mean? My core is hip hop, but I venture off from time to time because everyone that actually knows me, they know I actually rap because I can't sing, but I want to sing. But since I can't sing, I got to do what I can to still make music. So I do what I can do to put it all together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. And, you know, when I started off back in the day with Champ Town or whatnot, then we moved on to my group, The Ruckus, myself and MC Hush. And then now I'm solo as Uncle Ill, and I just keep making music because I love to do it.
Yeah, and then that's good for sure, for sure. Yeah, if music makes you, you know, go out and want to do what you want to do, then you do it because it's
music
sweet.
Music makes me happy. I mean, music, no matter what the time is, good times, bad times, there's always some song to go that I can relate to with a certain situation, no matter what the time is. When I was 5, when I was 7, when I was 10, there's always some kind of song that you know that highlights that moment. So no matter, it's just I love music. You know, I love contributing to the music.
That's again,
That's
I love
what's
it.
up. Yep.
I love it. When did you decide to that you first wanted to, you know, when did you first start?
Years ago. My uncle was always rapping to me some stuff that I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I guess later come to find out it was Rapper's Delight. And then he was always rapping some stuff to me, some stuff I never heard of. He's from Philly, actually. And I can't remember the rhyme. It was something so silly. A lime to the lemon, a lemon to the lime. I got more, I don't know, something crazy. Like, what are you talking about? And it finally became clear to me when I seen the movie Breaking. And I seen a little kid, I seen Ice-T, you know, MC this dance battle. And I realized he was actually doing it live, what they were doing on the spot, and I wanted to be able to do that. I was like, man, I got to do that. You know what I mean? Dude was light-skinned, green eyes, so I told everybody that was my cousin. You know, that's Ice-T, that's my cousin. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, that's my cousin. No matter what, that was my cousin. You know what I mean? No matter what, I didn't care, that was my cousin. Even when I met him one day, I told him, yeah, I tell everybody you was my cousin. Like, oh, that's all good. You know? Yeah, so that's what got me going, Ice-T. You know, I mean, I realized I couldn't do... talk about the things he talked about from my perspective because he was into a whole nother, you know, thing with the gangs and the drugs and all that kind of stuff. But I was able to learn from him and then kind of come into my own, so to speak. So.
Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah.
So, what else gave you that drive? Like, why did you decide to start it? Like, why you were one day like, yes, I'm going to do this?
True story. Years and years ago. It's always years and years ago. Chilling with Champ Town. We was working at Little Caesars, you know, whatever, young kids and whatnot. And he was actually on the phone talking to Ice-T. And I didn't believe him. So he put him on the phone, like, oh, okay. You know, he really was talking to Ice-T. And this is obviously before I met him. And I guess there was a convention coming up called Jack the Rapper. Jack the Rapper is the first, I guess, black DJ ever in the world. And they had this convention for him. I don't know if they still do or not, but at the time, they had this convention for him in the 90s. So Champ, some kind of way, got these radio passes for us to go because it was cheaper there, you know, if you were an artist. So we went as some radio personalities or whatever got, you know, in the building. It was downtown Atlanta. And we went there, and everybody was there. I mean, we talking about Common when he was Common Sense when he was first started, when he wasn't even known. Eazy-E, Tupac, Ice Cube, Yo-Yo. And these are old school artists. That's how long ago it was. DJ Quick, Hammer. Prince was in the building. Run DMC, Kool Moe Dee. I mean, Nikki D, Special Ed. Everybody's in the building. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. You know what I mean? So in my mind, Champ knew what he was doing because he got us around these celebrities and whatnot. You know, being from Michigan, you don't see that kind of stuff every day. So my thing was, okay, if we can get this, you know, close to him, maybe next year we can, you know, be on stage with him. And we did just that. You know, we put our first single, I believe, was together was Doodah Dippity. And we did that song at the following year Jack the Rapper convention, and right in front of us is Tupac and Eazy was standing up in front of us while we were performing. You know, it's kind of exciting, you know what I mean, to have them checking us out. And we weren't the greatest on stage or whatnot, but it was kind of our break into the business. Cypress Hill was there checking us out. Main Source was checking us out. Tribe Called Quest. Now we, I'm going into like the era. You can by the group sometimes you can kind of depict the era a little bit, and that's what started everything. We got there, we did our thing. Didn't really get booed, didn't really get a bunch of applause, but we met people, we mingled, we networked, met other artists, and it was like, oh, this is awesome. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that kind of like, first year we went there, I met them. Second year I went there, performed with them. I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, I already made it. It's time for me to keep going. So we did more things and whatnot, and we went a couple years into it. Myself and Champ, under the name Champ Town, and y'all can Google it if y'all don't believe me. And after that, I formed a group with my partner Hush, and we called ourselves the Ruckus, and we did a lot of hip hop late 90s and whatnot, and so we just kept going, So
that's so good.
True story.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for real.
I'm so happy. Yeah, for sure. Like if you're gonna be in the entertainment business, you have to go out. And,
you got to.
You
got to.
Talk to people, meet people.
You got to mingle with other artists and network, and that's, believe it or not, it's not my strong suit. I just got a lecture about this about 3-4 days ago from my brother, my producer, my partner in crime, Mad Chemist. And he was telling me, you never got the big deal you could have got because he was saying that I don't build relationships. Like, I meet people all the time. I'm very likable from what I hear from other people, but I feel like I'm grouping people. I feel like I'm being a fanatic, and that's not what I'm trying to be. I feel like, give me some time to get to know you and blah, blah, but I guess it happens so quick, you don't have time for that. So I never really asked for a phone number. I never really tried to stay in touch with people. I just kind of high and by and just kept it moving, figured I'd get there one day. But I guess with all the people that I met in my life, I never really got close to anybody because I was always a smidget distant because music was music, but outside of music, I didn't know you. You know what I mean? So my whole thing was, we're doing music and this is great, but when this, mic session is over, then what? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I never really built relationships and whatnot. And I tell everybody all the time, you got to travel, meet other artists, network. It's important. And I'm living proof of that. I met so many people. KRS-One gave me his phone number years ago when he was here in Detroit, told me to get in touch with him. And I threw it away. And the people were like, why did you throw away KRS-One's phone number from the Mighty Boogie Down Productions? And because to me, I feel like I had nothing to say to him. What was I going to say to him? I mean, my mentality already was I wasn't going to be a groupie. I'm a fan of the music, but I'm not a fanatic. I just love music. And like I said, to not know these people outside of music was kind of like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I listen to songs. I like the songs, the beats, the melodies, everything that comes with it. But when I was meeting all these people, I was like, hey, Special Ed. I wasn't trying to really know his real name. You know what I mean? Even though I knew it, but I wasn't trying to get close to people. Because I wasn't sure. I loved him as artists, but after that, it was like, okay, see you later. I'm not trying to hang out, and that's strange because that's what everybody tries to do. But me being who I am and how I was brought up, it was kind of like, I don't know. You know what I mean? We can go do music after that. I'm out of here. And so you got to network. Is very important.
Yes, network, make friends, and
And I was making friends. I just wasn't staying in touch. You know, man.
Yeah, sure.
Back then there was no Twitter, Facebook. I'm on ReverbNation.com/Uncle Ill. Shameless plug. But it wasn't none of that. And I guess you have numbers, and I just didn't really want to call nobody. And then out of state, back then, it wasn't like today where you get a high phone bill. You call long distance. And then, these people in the Bronx and New York and California and all these different places, I wasn't trying to raise my mom's phone bill. You're trying to groupie somebody, and I already had that mentality. I'm not trying to get too close anyway, so I just feel like I'll see y'all next year, And it was what it was. I met a lot of people, and I just never really built those relationships. And I guess, it probably cost me. But at the same time, I don't see myself doing all the crazy things that people do. I want to make music, and after that, I'm going home. Like, I'm not trying to be one to be in G Unit. And it's like nowadays with rap, if you're in like G Unit, you're kind of in a gang. If you're in Young Money, you're kind of in this gang. If you're in Rockefeller, you're kind of in a gang. No, I'm in your label. I work for you. After I do this record, I'm gone. You know what I mean? That's how I get down. It's not. I'm gonna be loyal, but I'm not trying to be in a gang. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, that's where it kind of threw me for a loop. Well, I love your music, but that's as far as I'm going with it. You know what I mean? So if I'm getting off subject, I apologize. I got a lot to get out. Okay. So.
No problem.
What's up, John?
it's good to talk.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot to say. A lot of history. People don't know. Some heard, some know, but many don't know about my story. They just heard of me. They don't really know what's going on. So, like, I'll tell everybody, my bio's out there. All my work's out there. You Google Uncle Ill, it's out there. From when I did the commercial with Better Made Chips. You know, people are like, well, how did you get that? You know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, first of all, I didn't go in there like an idiot. You know what I mean? I went in there and I met Sam Cipriano, the owner of Better Made Chips, and he was like, he was dumbfounded that I didn't look like I guess what he thought rap was in his head. Like, you know, he had a picture in his head of what a rapper looked like. And I was in there just casual clothes. You know, my clothes wasn't sagging, and I was in there to do business, you know, and he was impressed. So I guess I got the Better Made Chips deal. You know, I was Better Made Chips doing a commercial for them for like, I don't know, a year or whatnot, and it was on many different stations for the Lions and the Tigers, and I think I did one for the Pistons. It was great. It was a good time. You know what I mean? I did a lot of stuff. I didn't build no relationships. You know, it is what it is. But I'm starting today with you, DJ DosLopez, my first relationship. What up? My new friend, everybody. Yay.
Yeah. Well, we live and we learn, so that's good.
Yeah, but it's okay.
But it happens, you know. But everything happens for reasons, huh? It's good. So how many are in your group? Like, do you have a group, or like some people are like, I'm with this production and this and this, you know? Or is it just you?
I'm a solo artist. I go by Uncle Ill. UNCLEILL, all capitals. People say, well, why all capital? Because my very, very first show, somebody was reading, I guess, the slip, and the announcer came out, coming to the stage, give it up for Uncle 3. And I was mad as hell. You know, the capital I and the little L. I was mad as hell. I walked out bitter. I was red. I was pissed. And I told everybody, I had to tell everybody to say my name so many times and whatnot. And I had to make sure I took care of that, because anybody that typed my name, I make sure it's all capitals. So I forgot what the question was. I get off into a tangent. I got so much to say.
Solo artist.
Oh, yeah, solo artist, Uncle Ill. My producer, my brother. My partner in rhyme, Mad Chemist. I also deal with Chironic, does some production for me. 3MD Nor does production for me. Dane Reiser does production for me. Young Avenger does production for me. So, and there's people like some in Florida, some overseas. I get around. It's just me though, for the meat and potatoes and everything. But without them, there's no me, because I get down to their music. So.
Yes. Yeah. So do you usually collaborate with them, or do you collaborate with others, or who would you like to collaborate with in the future?
Well, you know, everybody knows the song I did with Eminem, the song We Shine, which is kind of got like, I don't know, like 20 million views or whatnot. And at the time, I didn't know about YouTube and all that, getting paid for it, so I lost that money. But anyway, you know, I did stuff with D12, Eminem, Kid Rock. And I guess what I really, really like doing is working with people that's not known. Because it's exciting when I do something and people go, who's that? I like that. You know what I mean? Because
in a sense,
it's like you. When you say you spread the music to the world, I'm helping people get known.
Yes.
Like the people that I name are already known. But the people that aren't known, it's kind of cool when I work with like T1 Original and he's singing on my song, Gotta Get Up. And who is that? And then I did my song with my sister Hustle. She's singing a hook. They're like, who's that? I like when they all go, who's that? And they like it. And it makes me go, oh, they like this. And it's somebody they never heard of. So I'm always listening. I heard did this song called My Celly a long time ago. I worked, this girl singing, sleep on the floor, whatever. And I said, hey, come in the studio. We did a record. And everybody's like, who's that? You know what I mean? So I love the who's that fact. I love, I guess in my mind, I'm creating stars or creating, you know, giving people a chance to do something. So I love working with unknowns. I love it. You know, that's my favorite thing to do. If you're out there in the world and you want to do music and you don't know how, hit me up. We'll get down.
Yes.
Yep, for sure. ReverbNation.com/Uncle Ill.
So how did you come up with Uncle Ill, the name?
True story. I got all true stories. My buddy Hush, he had a son, Michael, and I'm a silly guy. When I'm comfortable, I'm real silly or whatnot. And I was calling him Uncle Mike, you know, he's his son. And he started calling me Uncle Ill. And it just kind of stuck. And then it was a song we had to do for the Ruckus, a song called Now I Need Her. You can look it up, the Ruckus. And my verse, Hush wrote my verse. And it started off, they called me Uncle Ill when I passed through. And when he wrote that, I said it, and it kind of stuck. So right after we went separate ways, my first song was called Who's Your Uncle? And instead of me sampling that, I said it for the chorus. They call me Uncle Ill when I pass through. They call me Uncle Ill when I pass through. I kind of used that, and it just, the rest was history. It just kind of, you know, people just called me Uncle Ill after that. And I just, okay, sweet. I'm Uncle Ill now, whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Where do you usually play?
Man, okay, I haven't done those shows in a while, but I've done Magic Bag, Palladium, Royal Oak Music Theater, State Theater, Fox Theater, Roseville Music Theater. I think I've done every place here, I believe. Even the Palladium that was on Gratiot that's closed down now. Trying to think. When I did the Ja Rule, I was at Club Blue. When I opened for 50 Cent, I was at Palladium. It's so many places I've done. The question is, like, where haven't I performed here? Now, what I should have been doing, only thing I did a CMJ once, College Music Journal show in New York. And that was the only time I performed. No, I performed in California once. I forgot the name of the place. But I've only been out of town my whole career of doing music. I've performed in Atlanta, California, and New York, but no other places. And looking back, I'm like, again, not building those relationships, and I should have been out there everywhere doing it all over the world because I had so many people trying to get me to do stuff. And me and my stupid, stubborn ways was like, I'm just doing music. I'm not trying to hang out with you. I'm good. But, I guess now maybe I was immature in that regards, or maybe I was just too safe, too cautious. Yeah. So as music is music. You got to let it breathe, do what you do. And then you get to know people, and you find out people aren't so bad. But I wasn't giving nobody a chance, because believe it or not, another true story, when I met Kid and Play, I guess it all kind of goes back to that. This is a long time ago. I was Kid and Play, wow. But anyway, I met them, and they were assholes, believe it or not.
Yeah, some people.
I was like, what? The DJ was cool as ever. DJ Wiz was so cool. Biz Markie was so cool. And Kid and Play, my mama loved them, and they were assholes. I was like, really? Kid and Play, comedy, haha, silly, funny. How are you guys assholes? That kind of threw me for a loop. And then when I met Ice Cube, Gangsta Ice Cube, he was cool. So I'm like, I was confused now. Like, you got Gangsta Ice Cube, cool, and silly Kid and Play assholes. That just messed me all up. I'm like, I don't need to meet nobody. I'm good.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So when are your upcoming shows?
Upcoming shows, I have none. And actually what I'm in the process of doing right now, I'm starting to hit up colleges, and I'm going to start getting out a lot more. And that's why I needed to get myself together personally. And once I did that, then I said, okay, I need to get back to start doing music the way I let a lot of things lapse. I lost my UncleWill.com. I just kind of like stepped away from music for a minute. But I guess it was longer than a minute because a lot of things changed, and I wasn't really on top of things like I should have been. So then when I came back, I got my global distribution, publishing, and licensing deal with Sugo Music. And now I have a subsidiary deal with them under my company, Ill Music, so I'm able to sign new artists, give them distribution, publishing, and licensing deal as well. So that was the kickoff. And now I think what I did a single Time is Blue with Dane Reiser that's out this year. I did a song Lady that's out this year. I did 4 remixes for Lady that's out this year for different types of DJs and whatnot. I'm working on my Rich and Famous CD, which is going to be the prelude to my finished album by summer, Unbreakable. So I got a lot going on. And when I start getting these things, close to getting done, then could actually do actual CDs. You know what I mean? Most people just have it online. I actually do CDs, so I want to have CDs. So when I start doing these colleges and touring these colleges and visiting the radio stations and getting some shows going, then I'm going to build that up. But currently, back to the original question, there's no shows. But I've been turning down a lot of shows, so I'm going to stop doing that too.
Yeah, do some shows.
Yeah,
so then we can spread your music to the world, come to you, and then meet more musicians and spread more music.
That's me, bitch, being like, I don't want to hang out. I'm not trying to do nothing extra. I just want to, But it's all good, it's all good. I mean, it is what it is, right? I just wanted to. My thing was when I grew up with music, true story. I was just my ear was to the radio, and then we would tape. What was on the radio, cassette tape. So the thing was, what it was, if I liked it, I taped it, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where I started making money. I got a little older, and then if I liked it, I bought it, and that was it. Everything else wasn't really part of the plan. So I wanted to make music, hope the fans like it, and they bought it, and that was it. I didn't really plan on touring and doing shows and autograph signings, even though I did all that stuff. It wasn't what I envisioned. I envisioned making music, somebody liking it and buying it, saying it's cool, and that was it. And it was so much more to it than I imagined. I like, do I really got to do this? Do I gotta go to this college just 3 hours away? And you know what I mean? I was kind of, I wasn't a prima donna, like a little whiny bitch. And if I can say it on the radio or not, I'm sorry. But I was just like safe. You know what I mean? Like, man, I don't want to drive 3 hours, and I don't want to, and it was too much. I don't want to versus just yes, yes, yes. And I was just like, nah, I need to see the Yes Man at that time, the movie The Yes Man.
Oh yeah, yes.
Then I would have been good.
Man.
It's been a yes to everything. Yes. So I'm working on that. It's like therapy. Yes, I gotta start saying yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So. Can you tell me a little bit about your song? Okay.
Okay, produced by my man Chironic. The song Okay was actually to myself, believe it or not. A lot of times as artists and songwriters, when you're going through something, you use music to vent. So I was telling myself, everything's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? I was thinking at the time I was working 2 jobs. I was going to school. I think my mom, my brother had passed, and I was frustrated from a lot of things that was going on in my life. So I kind of wrote the song to myself. I didn't even think about putting it out, but I decided, man, it can't hurt. Somebody might like it. So the song was written by me, for me, to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I was just telling myself everything's going to be okay. And then I thought when I put it out, it's something that maybe people can relate to.
Yeah.
So
that's good. That's good. Yep. How about medication?
Medication. Oh, man. Now we're getting down to business. Medication is my word. For me, everybody has a vice. Some people like weed, some like alcohol, some like cigarettes. My vice is sex. People that know me know that's how I like to wind down my day. After a concert, that's how I like to wind down my day. After a hard-working day, that's my thing. So medication is like my drug. You know what I mean? It's like when things ain't going the way they should go and I'm depressed or whatever the case is, I need my medication. Some people reach for a joint, some reach for a shot. I need to get my medication. You know what I mean? That's just what I do. And I called it medication because I wanted to clean, like everybody makes songs about sex or whatever. So I wanted to try to clean it up because I am cautious about what the kids see and hear. So most artists will just be blunt and keep it real, just use the F word and just keep it raw, keep it dirty. And I'm like, that's cool and all, but at some point you got to kind of try to be some sort of role model to the little kids or whatnot, because I wouldn't want little kids saying that or whatever. Yeah. So I just called it medication. You know what I mean? I thought if a kid said, Ma, I need my medication, I thought it'd be kind of funny. Versus them saying, I need the, so. So I just try to clean it up, keep it cute,
Yes. How about Lady?
Lady. At the time I wrote that song, I was dating a girl in Canada. And when I wrote it because I thought I was ready to settle down. So I wrote it from the heart, more or less. And we broke up. So it's one of those things I put it out, somebody might be able to relate to it. But at the time, that's what I was feeling. Yeah. So I just thought that was going to be my lady, and that's what happened. Okay. Yeah.
How about Hustle?
Hustle. That song was based on, I built up a huge name for myself. I had a ton of sponsors, a ton of people believing in me, opened up for a ton of artists. And I was frustrated because I still hadn't made the success that I wanted for myself. So I felt like, what more could I do? I've done everything there is to do, other than go out of town and do things and whatnot. And then somebody said, you need to get out of town and hustle. So I was like, oh, okay, back to having to travel again. Here we go again. So I wrote that song, I guess another one of those songs to myself, telling myself what I need to do, trying to motivate myself, whatnot. And I got my sister on the chorus because she was going through some tough times too. And it kind of was almost heartfelt for us, but it's something that I thought people could relate to as well.
Thank you so much for coming on to spread your music to the world here on Tap to Tap.
Spread my music to the world. ReverbNation.com/Uncle Ill.
Yes, tell us your social medias here real quick.
Twitter, Uncle Ill. Facebook, The Real Uncle Ill. What else is out there? What else? SoundCloud, Uncle Ill. YouTube, The Real Uncle Ill. What other social media? I got everything, but I don't know what they all are. Instagram, Uncle Ill. What else?
All the social
it's
media.
Either Uncle Ill or The Real Uncle Ill. I got Ill Music. What else we got out there? I think that's it. that I can think of as far as the main social media. I don't really use them all. I use enough. But if you name it, I can tell you what they are.
Thank you for tuning in, as always, and I love you all.
What the deal, everybody? It's your man's Uncle L, and you just finished listening to Spread Your Music to the World from 5 to 7 every Wednesday with the beautiful DJ DosLopez, tapdetroit.com, and I'm out.
Real, rugged, sound like a gold nugget. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. Every time I pick up the microphone, Detroit target. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. Real, rugged, sound like a gold nugget. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. Every time I pick up the microphone, I say. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. Real, rugged, sound like a gold nugget. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. Every time I pick up the microphone, I say. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. Real, rugged, sound like a gold nugget. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. Every time I pick up the microphone, I say. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. I'm backing shit, packing shit, while stacking shit. If anyone steps up asking shit, I'm blasting shit. You gon' fade me, but swing it like Peter Parker. Motherfuck the shop, I'll wreck the goddamn barber. Forget your dreams about being with fans hugged up. You couldn't be a dope MC if you say his rhymes drugged up. I told you once, but you forgot, so here's a flashback. You couldn't be shit if you came out my ass crack. Stop front, kid, you know you ain't paid. And the only mic you wrecked was that kid you fought in first grade. Ain't nothing lyrical about you but your lies. So cut the shit, cause you're starting to draw flies. You play like my 5-year-old's newborn toys. Don't know shit about Chicago, but I can still make Illinois. Like Robin Leach, I display stylist ways. That's rough like my face when I haven't shaved in days. Listen up, all these words take heed when I ain't cock and squeeze. No more MCs breathe. I'm sick of this. Here's my final diss. Fuck you, them niggas. You ain't shit like this. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. My Smith and Wessie got you laying in some alley messy. Got your family looking for your ass on Sally Jesse. We squash beef in the mode when you ain't breathing no more. Leaving your skull split like Steven Seagal. Let the cat out, flat out. Detroit's a madhouse, so I don't get offended when I hear my city badmouth. We're quick to pull the gat out and set it. And leave you with more shit missing than a little Kim radio edit. Stick up kids be trying to live paid. You get your career sprayed with 27 bullets in your rib cage. Get the gauge, cock it back. Empty them pockets, Jack, or I'ma send you flying like a rocket pack. Murder you for a bag of chips and a chocolate snack. Break into your crib, steal your shit and lock it back. 10-year-old kids be standing on the block with gats. Just for living nowadays to get you clocked with bats. Where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? That's some old Detroit shit. Y'all wouldn't know about that shit though. Unless you come to my city, you know what I'm saying? See where we live. We shine. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes.
MCs put Detroit up in their rap songs, cause without us their careers wouldn't last long. So like a generation we've been passed on. Now it's our time to shine, put your glasses on. Got these A&Rs and labels with binoculars, looking in, jocking us and not jocking yours. Too many groups follow trends, unoriginal, using loops that transcend every bitch in you. Don't ever try to say this is a ghost town. 1 million rappers in this bitch, they need to slow down. Evaluate the situation, all the rest are killers. Fly hoes out on Jefferson with drug dealers. 2 years in the joint, nobody's touching hush. Try to say you put us down, but you're under us. Now who the fuck are you? It's just coincidental. When you rhyme, you're even worse than the instrumental. You're just a phone tapper with no backbone. Talking shit, I got a click that only pack chrome. Have your ass gone, know where to run when we hit. Next time you'll think twice of who you fucking with.